jazz and blues, country and rockabilly, Cajun and bluegrass. The roadmap of Louisiana's musical culture is filled with many twists and turns. Twists and turns that make it like no other. There are many winding routes an artist can travel before finding their home in Louisiana roots music. For many, the beat came from the street themselves, by playing on the streets and being empowered by the music's energy.
It's just one of our natural resources, and when it's out in the open like that, in the open air, everybody gets a taste of it, and people can get started playing the music.
After you.
These are young and skillful musicians that don't appear regularly at festivals. Their music is real and heartfelt. They are the Buskers.
Busker, is someone that is a professional musician, but is also professionally broke.
Once a year, the Abita Springs Opry and the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and Foundation bring busking off the streets and into the spotlight.
The Abita Springs Buskers Festival is one of a kind.
At the Trailhead Museum, this festival presents the roots of busking like no other.
The musicians that play the Buskers festivals are people that you see when you're walking down the street.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
The organic nature of this music has struck a chord with audiences, and the popularity of this family-friendly fest has grown each year. So much so that now the event is live streamed on WWOZ, one of the top 5 radio stations in the U.S. and the guardians of the groove here in Louisiana. These buskers have become the caretakers of the craft.
It's just about the soul and spontaneity, which goes well with this type of music.
These buskers and their festival are not only preserving the musical roots of Louisiana, they're living it, making sure that Louisiana remains a place where the music is too big and too strong to be kept only inside. Here, music's joy will always overflow and spill into the streets.
And you realize that everything is happening here.
Welcome back to Locally Florida. Our next guest is the Gulf Coast market leader, David Deliman. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me today, and congratulations on this first episode of Locally Florida for Cox.
Thank you so much. I know it's a good episode to be debuting on and have you as a guest.
Without a doubt.
Now, I know that festival season is among us. We just talked to Margaret Ann West from Fiesta Pensacola, and I know that Cox is really committed to being involved in the community. Can you tell me a little bit about what that commitment looks like?
Sure, without a doubt. So that we have our 126-year-old family-owned company, and so what we really pride ourselves on is giving back to the communities we serve and really being involved in each of the communities. And that it comes in the form of charitable donations, making sure we support philanthropic organizations in the community. Just last year alone, Cox gave more than $2 million of cash and in-kind support to local nonprofits here in the Northwest Florida area. So we're super excited about that. But part of that also comes in terms of sponsorships, being out there in the community, being at the events, being where people are, supporting the community events that are important to our customers and the residents in Northwest Florida.
Well, I know that they are glad to have you be involved in all of those events. Now, I just heard about the Seafood Festival. What other specific festivals can we expect to see the Cox name at?
Well, you know, you're from around this area, so you know this is really festival season. It's one of my favorite times of the year here in Gulf Coast. So much to do every single weekend. So we've heard about the Pensacola Seafood Festival, obviously a big event. Cox is proud to play a part in that. Also coming up is the Destin Seafood Festival, and we're going to have some really fun games and activities there. You're going to have a chance to see the Cox mobile activation there. We'll have some fun games where you can win some prizes, learn more about Cox's mobile service, so that'll be really fun. Of course, the Great Gulf Coast Arts Festival is one of our favorite events that comes up in early November here in the Gulf Coast market, and it's also at the same time as the Blue Angels Homecoming Air Show. Obviously, it draws thousands of people to the Navy base in Pensacola every single year. Cox has had a presence out there for a long time. We love being a part of that event. This year, we're stepping it up a level, again, just to make sure people have that really great fan experience for all the days of the air show out on the Navy base.
Well, what else do you think that pulls Cox to these events, other than it just being wanting to, get back into the community and get that name out there? mission-wise. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, without a doubt. So Cox's core giving areas, we're really focused on youth and education. How can we help youth have better education, better resources out there? How can we help bridge the digital divide? How can we make sure students have access to the internet? So we use these activities and events out there to help people understand, hey, what are the different affordable income programs that are out there to help them get online? So you'll see a lot of that. We're out there definitely promoting Cox's mobile services, but we're also focused on diversity initiatives, making sure we're representative of all different aspects of our community. So you'll see us at a lot of different kinds of events. And we're also focused on environmentalism and sustainability. That's very important for the Cox family. Obviously, that's a big issue for us here in the Gulf Coast area. And so you'll see us at a lot of different environmental events as well, trying to make a difference in keeping Earth a very healthy, happy place for all of us.
Absolutely. So I hear the main focus on not just communication, but also giving back, also making sure that people know that Cox has multiple different facets, from mobile to television to communication, and then also just being involved and being partnered with local businesses and helping that way through sponsorships, through nonprofit organizations. So I think that's great that we're so involved and that there's a way for our local residents to continue to see the involvement throughout the whole year, not just during festival season, as you said.
Without a doubt. So we do sponsorships of all kinds of events throughout the year. We've got our online giving portal, cci-giving.com, where nonprofits can go on to apply for different sponsorships. They can apply for support for these different events. We have another employee campaign called Cox Charities, where our employees actually donate money to give back to the community, and then they help decide the nonprofits or education institutions where those monies go. So it really is in our blood here at Cox of giving back to the community. Part of our mission overall at Cox Enterprises is empowering people today to create a better future for tomorrow, and we really try to live and breathe that every single day here.
Well, that's definitely communicated.
Yes.
I think
Good.
so. Well, if we want to go online to find out more about all of the events and how they can give back, whether you're an employee or just a resident of the community, where can we go online to find out more?
So the best place to go is just our website, www.cox.com. So that will get you all the different information about our products, services, but also about our community outreach as well. But specifically for the nonprofits that are out there, if you're interested in getting Cox support for your event, I would encourage you to go to CCI Giving, CCIgiving.com, because that's where we take all of our online sponsorship applications.
Thank you so much, David, for coming on our first episode of Locally Florida. We really appreciated hearing from you. All right, viewers, don't go anywhere, because coming up, we're going to hear some music from the Crickets. Stay tuned.